So class, nasa final part na tayo ngayon no, ng accounting for leases. And ang topic natin for today is accounting for sale and leaseback transactions. So ano ba exactly ang nangyayari kapag merong sale and leaseback transactions? So I'm going to illustrate you the sale and leaseback transactions dito na lang sa ating separate yellow paper. Okay? So sale, of course, sa sale transaction, merong seller at buyer. Merong seller at buyer. So si seller will sell the asset to the buyer, no? Si seller will sell the asset to the buyer. Sale of asset. Okay? And therefore, si buyer will pay cash to the seller for the purchase ng asset. Okay? Ganito ang nangyayari kapag absolute sale ng asset. Seller will sell the asset, buyer will pay the cash for the asset, no? And therefore, si seller, dahil nagkaroon ng sale, magre-record siya ng gain or loss from sale. So, paano ba mag-compute or paano ba i-compute ang gain or loss from sale? So, the seller will simply compare the cash proceeds, and the carrying amount of assets sold. Any difference na would be gain or loss. Okay? So, ganyan kapag absolute sale ng asset. Okay? So, the asset now is in the hands or is in the custody of the buyer. No? However, class, ang topic natin ay sale and leaseback. So, ganito kapag sale, therefore, may gain or loss. No? However, merong leaseback. So, ibig sabihin, class, itong asset na ibinenta kay seller, no, will go back to the seller, no? Yang asset na ibinenta will go back to the seller kasi yung asset na yan is uupahan or rerentahan ni seller. Uupahan or rerentahan ni seller. Kaya merong lease transaction. Okay? And therefore, class, si seller will pay the buyer for the rentals, no? Or we say pay lease payments to the buyer. Okay? Ayan. Therefore, class, dahil nagkaroon ng list of asset, si seller ngayon, no, si seller magre-recognize ng right of use asset and lease liability. Again, generally, dahil nagkaroon ng list of asset, si seller magre-recognize ng right of use asset and lease liability. Ayan. Okay? And dahil ito ay sale and leaseback transaction, si seller class, okay, si seller naging seller lessee. Okay? Naging seller lessee siya kasi inupahan niya rin yung asset na ibinenta niya previously kay buyer. While si buyer naman, naging buyer lessor. Dahil yung ibinentang asset kay buyer, ipinaupahan niya rin agad kay seller. Kaya siya ay naging buyer lessor. And sa accounting for sale and leaseback transaction class, no, ang focus ng discussion natin, or ang focus rather ng discussion sa accounting for sale and leaseback transactions is lagi sa perspective ni seller. Sa perspective ni seller. Kaya, through illustration of sale and leaseback transaction, nagkaroon na kayo ng idea kung ano yung mga ko-compute natin dito sa sale and leaseback transaction. So, syempre magko-compute tayo ng gain or loss on sale and magko-compute tayo ng right of use asset and lease liability. Kasi yan yung mga nire-recognize ni seller sa sale and leaseback transaction. I hope na maliwanag naman yung ating illustration ng sale and leaseback transaction dun sa yellow paper natin kanina. Okay? So, sa other concepts naman ng sale and leaseback transactions, i-discuss natin siya while sinosolve natin itong illustration. Okay? So, itong illustration or itong problem natin for sale and leaseback transaction ay mayroong tatlong requirements. Okay? Ang requirement niya, prepare the journal entry to record the transaction on January 1, 2023 based on the following independent cases. Ayan. So, on January 1, 2023, God Valley sold equipment with a remaining life of 10 years and leased it back for 4 years. The following information pertains to the sale and leaseback transaction. So, we have here the fair value ng equipment at the time of sale, carrying value 680,000, annual rent payable at the end of each year 200,000, implicit rate of interest 10%, and the present value factor of ordinary annuity of 1 at 10% for 4 periods. So, number 1, prepare the journal entry assuming the selling price at the time of sale is 880,000. So, the fair value of the equipment is 880, binenta siya for 880 din. So, same amount ang fair value and selling price. Kapag tugma class, no, or kapag parehas ang fair value and the selling price, so wala tayong magiging accounting problem dito. Okay? Ayan. To solve itong problem natin for sale and leaseback transaction class, no? So, based dun sa ating illustration kanina sa yellow paper ng sale and leaseback transactions, makaka-derive tayo ng steps dyan actually. No? And ito yung steps in accounting for sale and leaseback transaction. Ayan. Step 1, compute lease liability. Compute lease liability. So, to compute the lease liability class, no? So, the usual computation lang naman ng lease liability na pinag-uusapan natin way back accounting for leases by the lessee. No? So, step 1, ayan. Step 1, we're going to compute the lease liability. Ayan. Lease liability. Ayan. So, dito, we simply multiply class, no? So, we simply multiply, ayan, the annual rent payable at the end of each year by the present value factor, 3.1699. Ayan. Again, class, ang computation ng lease liability is the usual computation ng lease liability way back accounting for leases by the lessee na naging topic din natin dito, no? And to apply those concepts, no, we simply multiply na lang the fixed payments by the present value factor. So, the initial measurement of lease liability here is 633,980. Okay? Step 2. Step 2 is to compute the adjusted fair value of rights retained. Okay? Compute the adjusted fair value of rights retained. Ayan. Kasi class, no, kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng absolute sale of asset, no, lahat ng mga rights natin sa asset na yon naita-transfer, no, naita-transfer na kay buyer. Kaya walang rights na nare-retain sa atin. Okay? Pag absolute sale yon, wala na tayong rights na nare-retain sa asset sold. However, ang topic natin ay sale and leaseback transaction wherein yung asset previously sold will go back to the seller. Therefore, meron siyang nare-retain na rights doon sa asset. And we're going to compute the fair value of that rights retained. Okay? And paano computein ang fair value of rights retained? Kasi nga, may bumalik yung asset kay seller. para upahan niya. So ito na yon, no? Nilagay ko na lang din diyan yung formula. Initial measurement of lease liability plus prepayments minus additional financing equals adjusted fair value of rights retained. So sorry for the typo, it should be of, not or. Ayan. Adjusted fair value of rights retained. So dito class, no, sa problem sa independent case number 1 rather, wala tong prepayments and walang additional financing dahil ang fair value and selling price ay parehas. Okay? Therefore, class, the initial measurement of lease liability, which is 633,980, is the fair value of rights retained. Okay, yan na yun. No? The moment kasi na parehas ang fair value at selling price sa sale and leaseback transaction, wala siyang prepayments and walang additional financing na tinatawag. Yan. Therefore, initial measurement of lease liability lang ang magkakaroon ng figure dito, which is 633,980. Yan na rin yung ating fair value of rights retained. Okay? Now class, no, for the discussion ng prepayments and additional financing, so later ko i-discuss yan, no, kapag nag-proceed na tayo dun sa case number 2 and number 3. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng prepayments na yan at ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng additional financing? No? Doon ko na lang i-discuss yan sa case number 2 and case number 3. Step number 3 class, no? Okay. So ito pa yung natirang 2 steps. Ayan. Dikit ko na dito. Step number 3 and step number 4. So step number 3 is the computation ng right of use asset. Step 3 is to compute the right of use asset. Ayan. Step 2, sulatan ko lang to class ha. Computation ng adjusted fair value of rights retained. Ayan. Step 3 again is computation ng right of use asset. So paano kino-compute class ang right of use asset kapag sale and leaseback transaction? So ang computation lang class ng RUA sa sale and leaseback transaction is basically nakabase lang sa proportion ng fair value of rights retained and fair value ng asset. So kukunin lang natin yung ratio ng dalawang ito, then we were going to multiply that amount sa carrying amount ng asset. Okay? So by applying that formula, ang right of use asset natin will be carrying amount, which is 680,000. Mumultiply natin yan by the fair value of rights retained, which is ito yon, no, yung ginawa natin sa step 2, 633,980 over the total fair value ng asset, which is 880. Okay? So, I hope nakita nyo yung rationale, no? So, parang kinuha lang natin yung proportionate carrying amount based dun sa ratio or sa proportion ng fair value of rights retained and the total fair value. Yan. 680,000 times 633,980 over 880. So, ang product nan would be 489,000. I-round na lang natin. 894. So, ito yung amount ng right of use asset na i-recognize ni God Valley. 489,894. Okay? So, sa step 2 class, balikan natin yung step 2. Kinompute natin yung fair value of rights retained. Sa step 3, kinompute natin yung right of use asset, which is 489,894. Actually, yung amount na yan, class, yan din yung carrying amount of rights retained. Okay, yan din yung carrying amount of rights retained. Yan. Kasi class, kung absolute sale to ng asset, itong carrying amount na 680, matatransfer na yan kay buyer. However, sale and leaseback transaction to. So that's the same asset will return to the seller. Therefore, meron siyang na-retain na 489,894 dun sa carrying amount. Kaya siya carrying amount of rights retained. Okay, so I hope maliwanag, class, ha. Ayan. I hope maliwanag, no? So step 4, nasa step 4 na tayo ng ating sale and leaseback transaction. Step 4 is computation of gain or loss on sale and leaseback. Okay, so ganun pa rin, the typical computation ng gain or loss lang din, class, no? Wherein we're going to compute, or we're going to compare rather, the fair value and the carrying amount of the asset. So any difference nan, that's gain or loss. Okay? However, class, yung amount na i-consider natin is yung fair value of rights transferred. That is the fair value of rights not retained. Okay? Not retained. So, paano natin kukumputan yung step 4 or paano natin i-accomplish yung step 4 pag-compute ng gain or loss? So, ganito lang siya, class, no? Okay, so I hope makinig kayo, no? So, ganito yung gagawin natin sa step number 4. Step 4, class, is the computation of gain or loss. So, angat ko lang ng konti ito. Ayan, para meron tayong enough space para dun sa computation ng gain or loss. So, we compare the fair value and the carrying amount. No? So, yung difference nan would be gain or loss. Okay. So, kung absolute sale siya, class, no? Kapag absolute sale yung transaction, that is, hindi siya leaseback, purely sale transaction lang. The gain would be 880,000 fair value minus 680,000 carrying amount. The gain would be 200,000. 200,000 yung gain kung ito ay absolute sale lang ng asset. Okay? However, this is a sale and leaseback transaction. Therefore, we're going to compare these amounts dun sa amounts ng rights retained. Kasi, class, yung asset previously sold, bumalik lang din kay seller. Therefore, meron siyang rights na na-retain dun sa asset na yon dahil bumalik sa kanya para pahan. Okay? What would be the fair value of rights retained? Nakompute natin to kanina, class, sa step number 2. 633,980. Okay? What would be the carrying amount of the rights retained? Yes, nakompute na natin to sa step 3, yung RUBA, 489,894. Okay? Anong difference? No? So, compute natin yung difference. So, 144,086. Ayan. Ibig sabihin, class, 144,086 worth of gain na retained ni seller, na retained ni God Valley. Okay? Ayan. So, total minus rights retained. Therefore, yung difference nan, yung rights not retained. Okay? That is, ito talaga lang, no? Yung rights transferred to the buyer. Transferred. Ayan. Again, kapag pinagkumpara natin yung total sa rights retained, yung difference nan, yung rights not retained. That is, yung rights transferred to the buyer. Okay? Ayan. So, kung 880,000 yung total fair value at 633,980 doon na retained ni seller, therefore, yung hindi niya na-retain na amount is 246,020. Okay? So, I hope maliwanag, class, ha? Ayan. Sa 680,000 na carrying amount ng asset, 489,894 doon na retained ni seller. Kasi yan yung value ng kanyang ruwa. Therefore, yung hindi niya lang na-retain na amount would be 190,106. Okay? So, difference ng dalawang ito would be 55,914. Or pwede rin ganito, class, no? Pwede rin ganito. Ayan. Sa 200,000 na total gain niya from the absolute sale, 144,000 doon na retain niya. Dahil bumalik sa kanya yung asset. Therefore, yung hindi lang na retain or yung total gain lang talaga na na-transfer from transferring the asset is 55,914. Ito lang talaga yung worth of gain na na-realize ni God Valley from sale and leaseback transaction. 55,914. Now, to record, class, the journal entry, dahil nagawa na natin yung 4 steps, no, sa accounting for sale and leaseback transactions, we can record na the journal entry. Okay? So, syempre, we're going to record cash. Take note of this, class, ha? Yung cash, laging at selling price yan. Nagkataon kasing parehas ang fair value and selling price. 880. Again, we're going to recognize right of use asset. Debit right of use asset at what amount? Ito, 489,894. Okay? We're going to recognize lease liability. Credit lease liability. Ito, 633,980. Yung ginawa natin sa step number 1. We're going to recognize the equipment. No? Equipment. So, wala namang accumulated depreciation na given. We're going to simply credit 680,000. Okay. And finally, we're going to record the gain na magkano? Ito lang, yung rights transferred. Yung gain on sale from rights transferred. Yung gain from rights transferred, 55,914. So, ito yung journal entry natin sa number 1. Ayan. Okay? So, yan yung very basic or very basics rather ng sale and leaseback transaction, no? Kapag parehas ang fair value and selling price. Now, what if may differences between the fair value of asset and the selling price? So, diyan na magkakaroon ng additional accounting considerations, no, na tinatawag nating prepayments and additional financing. So, doon natin i-elaborate itong mga natawag na prepayments and additional financing kapag sinagutan na natin itong number 2 and number 3. Ayan. So, proceed na tayo sa number 2. The selling price at the time of sale is 960,000. The fair value is 880. The selling price is 960. So, magkaiba na sila ng amount. So, magkakaroon na ng additional accounting considerations.